and I pin you down to one word, that'd probably be intense. And I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. I just think you take everything up to 12. Just crank the dial way up there. I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. Christmas morning. Christmas morning every year. Probably one of the most joyous days of any kid's life, right? We're growing up, and we get all these gifts under the tree. Let's see. Kyle and I built kind of like a weird tradition that is actually one of the favorite things that we did, growing up. We both, Santa would drop some gifts off, and we'd wake up at 2 in the morning, and one of us would wake up early, and we'd wake the other one up, and we'd run out to see what Santa had left us, right? And there's boxes all over the place. It's really an amazing thing. We weren't allowed to actually open the gifts or wake mom and dad up until about 7 in the morning, so we would just hang out. We were allowed to get in the stockings. We would play some games. We would watch some Christmas movies. It was a very sweet, fun thing that we did. Except for Kyle. Kyle had somehow waited and figured out every dimension of every box that anybody ever had. So anything that was on his Christmas list, he would go and pick up every gift that had his name on it, and he'd hold it out in front of him like some weird elf scientist, and he would know exactly what was in the box every time. So one of my favorite memories is that Santa was pretty upset that continued to happen, so he packaged everything into one gigantic refrigerator box. You'd have thought Christmas was canceled that year when we woke up at 2 in the morning. He was so angry. He's like, "What is this? I was a good kid all year." And I can't. He just didn't want you to know every damn thing that was in the Christmas gift.
That's so cute.
Or another example is the way you play every sport you've ever played. Your crazy intensity allowed you to excel at football in a way that most people don't. You could rush a quarterback better than anybody that I know anyways. But you also play basketball the same way that you play football, and he thinks he's like some elite off-ball defender, but he really just tackles you whenever you're trying to get to the hole, and he's just wrapping his arms around you, and he thinks that's exceptional defense, but it's see, exactly, that was actually the part that was I wrote that he thinks it's good defense, but he's just actually giving you a hug, so it's really weird. His intensity feeds into every aspect of his life, though. The way he manages his fantasy football team is really kind of psychopathic. The way he talks about his favorite teams, the way he talks about his movies, but at this point, more importantly, the way he loves you. And now to move into... and now to move into Julia a little bit. I believe I knew you've been dreading this for the entirety. This is the worst part of the wedding for you. I believe the first time I ever met you was actually at a wedding. It was not one you were invited to. It was one you just showed up at because Kyle said it was okay and it would be no big deal. And that was great. But I would pay good money to see someone try and sneak someone up in this wedding, because you would turn this from a wedding to a wrestling match real quick. I think you and I were always destined to be brother and sister, because from the day we met, we figured out how to agitate each other the way only a brother and sister can. Over the years, I have watched you with Kyle, and I've watched the way you treat my mom and my dad, and the way that you have made them your family, and the way you've treated me as well. I've had some rough moments in the last year and a half, and you have always been a person I can talk to, a person I can count on, and you've really just become part of the family. So at the end of this, I didn't have like a whole closing situation with this. A lot of it had to do with fart jokes, and I didn't think that was acceptable, but you kind of opened the door for that earlier, but I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to do is everybody just raise your glass. So have a wonderful speech, or a wonderful wedding. Terrible speech.
Wonderful speech. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers to Kyle and Julie, and I hope you guys have a wonderful life together.
Great job, Ken.
Yeah.
Up next we have Colin, the co-best man.
Man, this that was so sweet. That was really sweet. Good job, Ken.
Hello, everybody. I'm Colin.